Good afternoon and welcome to GCU Softball Stadium. Michael Potter and Alex Larson here with you as the Lopes get set for a doubleheader against the Cal State Bakersfield Roadrunners. And the Roadrunners come in at 6-25, 1-5 in Western Athletic Conference play. The Lopes come in 28-14, just 3-3 in the conference. And Alex, both these teams needing some wins. Bakersfield just 2 wins in their last 10. The Lopes just 3 in their last 10. But, of course, we can cut the Lopes a little bit of slack. 4 of those losses, 2 to the number 6 ranked team in the country, Washington, and 2 to the number 5 ranked team in the country, U of A. But both teams looking to get ahead here in Western Athletic Conference play this afternoon.
And GCU just coming off a series win against UMKC in Kansas City. So it's important to get the wins at the end of the year when they really matter in conference play.
Taylor Nolan on the mound here for GCU. Nolan, the senior right-handed hurler in the circle. Nolan, a 3.81 ERA, a record of 15-7 on the year. Her 19th start and has 14 complete games. In 118 innings, 103 hits, 58 runs, 50 earned, walked 51, and struck out 115 opponents, hitting .236 against Taylor Nolan. Defensively, catching for Nolan is Kinsey Hill behind home plate. Around the outfield, left to right, Lorianne Olson in left, Lainey Gomez in center, and Jenna Coates in right. On the infield, third to first, Sierra Smith at third, Shay Smith, her sister at short, Camry Wortman at second, and the freshman Megan Stevens gets the start at first. For the runners, Julia Cavazos will lead things off. Cavazos, a junior, hitting .293. No homers and 15 RBI. First pitch misses outside. And, Alex, we are underway. You mentioned GCU coming off a nice series against UMKC. That really got them back in the swing of things here in Western Athletic Conference play, and even their record at 3-3.
And now you got Nolan on the mound and a chance to sweep a less than par opponent, say in the runners. GCU, of course, Nolan leads the country and the WAC in strikeouts and opposing average.
The 1-1. Ooh, just missed the, it did catch the outside corner. So late call. We'll get used to Dale Wilson behind home plate there. The guy goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes against Cavazos, leading things off for the runners. Amezcua on deck. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Larios is in the hole.
Pitching in this matchup is going to be key. GCU hoping to dominate, and the offense looking to jump all over these runners' pitchers.
Fouled back. So Cavazos stays alive. Taylor Nolan has been the stalwart for GCU this season, the senior coming in here. And she's pitched very well. You mentioned some of the numbers she's had here. One thing that the coaching staff, Ann Pearson in her 14th season, little chopper right side. Wortman has to hurry with the left-handed batter, but gets the out easily. 4-3 on the put out, 1 up and 1 down. And Nadia Amezcua up to the plate. Amezcua, the sophomore, hitting .292, 1 homer and 3 RBI. No score just underway here. Top of the first inning in a doubleheader here from GCU Softball Stadium. Off-speed pitch in the dirt.
Solid job of Nolan to put down Cavazos as she leads the team in batting average, .293, so a low leading batting average, but nonetheless able to retire her for the first out.
On the outside corner for a strike. So Dale Wilson behind home plate, young Daniel Abernathy at first base, and Tyler Barfus down at third. 1-1 the count here with 1 out, nobody on, just underway from GCU Softball Stadium. Up high. I'll have to be careful before I call balls and strikes here, as Wilson has a very slow ball and strike call here. Get too ahead of myself. Another off-speed pitch, misses. So now Nolan behind in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Definitely. I was going to make the point, Ann Pearson in her 14th year, and the pitching coach, Kelsey Rodriguez, said the biggest problem that Nolan has throughout the season, ball 4 she walks her, is that sometimes she tries to do too much for her team. She cares too much for the team, and she tries to win things single-handedly, and they just need her to go up there and throw strikes and let them put the ball in play. They've got a good defense behind her. The walk there, the first runner on base, and now Larios at the plate with a runner on and 1 out here in the first.
Yeah, think, like you said, when you have as much talent as Nolan, you can feel like the whole weight of the team's on your shoulders, and you got to go out there and strike everybody out. But you got the old 8 guys behind you to help you out.
Off-speed pitch, misses. Seems like to going with that off-speed pitch quite often here in this first inning. That one caught the outside corner. 1-1. Larios hitting .281 on the year. 1 homer, 10 RBI. Mesco had 2 for 2 in stolen bases down there at first. Not going. Extending that lead after the pitch, of course. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Larios. Two ball, 1 strike count. Outfield straight away. A line drive through the right side. Amesco's going to stop at second, and now the runner's got something going here. Just underway. 1 out in the first inning.
Nice at bat for Larios, taking that one opposite field, kind of on the outer part of the plate. He's on the first at bat. Tried to pull it on the outside and just nubbed to second baseman. Good job of Larios going with that pitch.
That'll bring up Chris Hippa. Hippa, the sophomore, hitting .284. In there for strike 1.
Only a sophomore is Hippa, but leads the team in slugging percentage, .541, so some power, and that's why she's in the cleanup spot.
In there for a strike. So Nolan quickly ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 off-speed pitch there, and it looked like Nolan went away from that off-speed pitch. Now back to it, trying to get Hippa to chase, but Chris wouldn't do it. Hopes would love a little ground ball at somebody right here. Strikeout would do the trick as well. Swing and a miss. There's the strikeout we were talking about. So Hippa goes down swinging. Nicole Curry will come to the plate with 2 outs and a couple of runners on.
Well, they'll take a strikeout too. 115, like we said, Whack leading for Nolan, making 116 and counting. She just overpowers these pitchers and also can get them with the off speed.
Up high and outside, ball 1. Curry, the right-handed hitting junior. The first baseman hitting .282 on the year. That one in there for a strike. 1-1. No homers on the year for Curry, but 11 RBI. It looks like Nolan's got more control of that fastball, maybe early on, trying to find the range with that off-speed pitch. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, and it'll be important for Nolan to get ahead of these runners, batters, because they only boast a team average of .242, so fairly low. Beneficial to Nolan.
Runners 1 and 5 in conference play, looking to get things going, and hits her on the lead elbow. Boy, that one got away, but it got the bat. I think it got the hand a little bit, but it got the bat as well. So Curry will stay right there in the batter's box, a foul ball, and I think the head coach is going to have a chat and see. She didn't offer at it. Wondering why that not hit by the pitch there. Chrissy Buck Siegler, the head coach in her 6th season, having a chat with Dan Wilson, or excuse me, Dale Wilson. Count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Just unfortunately tried to react to that and cut her bat. Now down in the count.
Missed outside, 2-2. You wanted that one, huh, Alex?
Thought it was a strike, looked good.
Well, you know, the way that they set up these umpires now on the inside part between the catcher and the hitter, a lot of times that outside part of the plate gets extended a bit because they can't see it too well. There's the strikeout, the swing and a miss, and Nolan, after the walk and the base hit single with 1 out, back-to-back strikeouts to get out of the inning, and that'll end the top of the first. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and 2 left on base for the runners. No score as we go to the bottom of the first.
Check out Companies on Campus next week in the Student Union. Network with different companies, learn about jobs and internships, and maybe even land a job. For more information, contact Career Services at gcu.edu or follow them on Facebook for future opportunities at facebook.com/GCU Career Services.
To the bottom of the first we go. No score here from GCU Softball Stadium. And for the runners, it'll be Lindsay Klemenko, the senior right-handed hitter, on the mound. Klemenko, a 9.09 ERA, a record of 1-9 on the year. It's their 18th appearance and 12th start. Does have 5 complete games under her belt. 66 and a third, 92 hits, 75 runs, 67 earned, 37 walks, and 17 strikeouts for Klemenko as she finishes up her warm-up tosses in the circle. She'll be throwing to Joe Larios, the catcher, around the horn in the outfield. Burt in left, Cavazos in center, Nadia Amezcuo in right. Hippa at third, Sydney Curran at short, Megan Marcy at second, and Nicole Curry at first. For GCU, Kinsey Hill will lead things off. Lainey Gomez will bat second. Lainey Gonzalez bats third. Megan Stevens will bat fourth. Camry Wortman hits fifth. Sierra Smith sixth. Shea Smith seventh. Lorianne Olson will hit eighth. And Jenna Coates will hit ninth. So Hill, Gomez, Gonzalez to lead things off. No score as we go to the bottom of the first. First chance for the Lopes here in this ball game.
First 2 games in the UMKC series were led off with doubles for the GCU team, so keep an eye on that. An early offense.
First pitch in there for a strike. Hill hitting .316 on the year. 3 homers, 22 RBI. That one misses low. 1-1 to Hill. Hill, the senior backstop. The 1-1. Ooh, a line drive snare by the third baseman, Hippa. Boy, Hill hit it well, but nice play by Chris Hippa down there at third for the first out of the inning.
Really athletic play by Hippa to go down there and spear that one. Lack of reaction time didn't seem to matter for her off the bat of a right-handed batter.
Boy, and these corner infielders, especially third baseman, play so close to the batter as Lainey Gomez steps in. Nikki Gonzalez on deck. First pitch in there for strike 1 to Gomez.
Gomez is a threat when she gets on. Has attempted to steal 8 and has gotten 7.
That one missed on the outside. 1-1 the count. Yeah, Gomez hitting .274 in the year. No homers, 13 RBIs. Has scored 27 runs for GCU. Little flare into center. Coming in. Not going to get there. The center fielder, Cavazos, has to play it on a bounce. So first base hit of the ball game for GCU. And now Gomez is on first base. We'll see what Ann Pearson wants to do with Nikki Gonzalez at the plate.
Nice little tweener there. Really no chance of the middle infield, any of those middle infielders to make that play, and the center fielder playing pretty far back there. So now we'll see what she does on base. Keep Clemento honest.
Pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. We'll see how many pitches Gonzalez wants to take to give her runner a chance to advance. Ooh, swinging it off speed pitch. Ooh, the throw back to first, not in time, but Gonzalez down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Nikki hitting .331 on the year, 3 homers, 25 RBI for GCU. No score here. Runners and the Lopes. First inning of play here from GCU Softball Stadium. Into center. That one's going to hang up there. Plenty of time for the center fielder Cavazos to come in and make the play, and now the Lopes down to their final out of the inning. That'll be Megan Stevens. Stevens has really pushed her way into that number 4 hole for GCU. The freshman hitting 271, but 3 home runs and 19 RBI. And Pearson loves the power that Stevens brings to the lineup, right there in the heart of the lineup.
Steven used a lot as a designated hitter.
Got under that one. Will it get out of play? Given chase. Unable to get it. It landed in. Boy, the shortstop, I think, over there, Sydney Curran, I think she might have banged into that fence with her face, the chain link down there. She's kind of shaken up a bit. Now her second baseman coming over to chat with her. Yeah, it looks like she's checking to see if there's any blood on the nose there. Now they're going to give her some time. The catcher going to want out there, and nobody stirring from the Bakersfield dugout, though. I think they're ready to go. So no score here in the bottom of the first. 0-1 count to Stevens with the runner Gomez down at first. So far, Gomez hasn't attempted or looked like she was going to attempt to steal down there. 1 strike. Let's see what they do. Up high. 1-1. 2 ways to look at it, I guess, Alex. You could force the action a bit here in the first, but you definitely don't want to get thrown out trying to steal with a home run hitter at the plate.
Right, and all the first 3 batters for GCU have gotten all over Klemenko, hitting the ball very hard.
Now hung up, throw down to second, back to first, not in time. Well, I had the runner hung up down there halfway between first and second. I guess in that situation, ideally, you might want the catcher to take off running toward the runner once Gomez stopped in the middle of the base paths there.
Right, hopefully get her to freeze, and then couple extra seconds really makes a difference.
The 2-1 ripped into left. Boy, a high pitch hung up there. And Stevens just laces it into left field. Second base hit of the inning. And the Lopes now with 2 outs have runners at first and second. Camry Wortman, their senior second baseman, at the plate. And a lot of folks wondered why Ann Pearson had moved Camry Wharton down lower in the lineup. Started up at the top, but this is for that very reason. Really lengthens out that lineup. You got a number 5 hole hitter now hitting .351 with 2 homers and 33 RBI. Going after the first one, little flare into left, gonna land, fair. 1 run's gonna score. Stevens is gonna come around. There's gonna be a play at the plate, the throw, and they got her. Ann Pearson pushing the action, trying to get a second run, but 1 comes across, and Wortman gets the RBI, but boy, that one just pasted the line down there and left.
Jeez, well, what a start in the first inning, just like we talked about for GCU, but we will send it.
Well, 1 run comes across, but 3 base hits in that inning for GCU. 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and a couple left on base. We've completed 1, 1-0 Lopes.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Welcome back to GCU Softball Stadium. Michael Potter, Alex Larson here with you on GCU TV. Thanks so much for joining us. We got 2 in store for you this afternoon. We'll finish off with the 3rd ball game tomorrow. Lopes lead at 1-0 as we go to the 2nd. And Alex, you know, Ann Pearson made a decision. They're trying to score Stevens from first base on that little flare that, I mean, hit right on the line for Wortman. No chance for them to get Gomez as the ball popped over the left fielder's head. But a good play by the defense. They gunned down Stevens at home plate. Pushing the action. Maybe on hindsight, you want to stop her at third and have runners at second and third for Sierra Smith. But they push the action, and a good play defensively by the runners.
Yeah, like you said, Sierra Smith, definitely chance for some RBIs there. But wanting to get up a couple runs early. Can't fault Ann Pearson for sending her home.
Jocelyn Betancourt leads things off for the runners. It'll be Betancourt, Marcy, and Curran. First pitch misses. 1 ball, no strikes. Nolan didn't quite have her best stuff in that first inning, but having said that, she struck out the last two batters she faced. Outside corner for a strike, and boy, I tell you what, Alex, I think you're right. You had questioned an outside pitch by Wilson wanted the strike. It looked like it was off the plate, but looks like that's where, with that fastball especially, Nolan might be able to live out there about an inch or two off the plate.
See if that changes the approach of these runners hitters too. Start reaching out a little further.
Yeah, a little pop to the first baseman, Stevens. So Betancourt retired. Megan Marcy, the second baseman. Marcy, the freshman, in a .193, no homer, 6 RBI. And we'll see, sometimes that's the best place if you're a pitcher in the circle there and you notice you're getting that outside corner. And she does it again. That's beautiful pitch.
One of the things that separates Nolan from some of the other pitchers in the WAC and honestly around the country is her smarts in catching on to the zone of the umpires and adapting to that.
There's that off-speed pitch, just cuts across the inside part of the plate. And as much as Nolan seemed to struggle to find the strike zone, the first 4 batters of the ballgame, her first 3, and then she struck out the last 2, she really seems to be locked in here in this second inning. Little pop, that's going to hit the screen there. Count stays no balls and 2 strikes.
We've really seen that from Nolan all year. Once she begins to get offensive backup, it seems like her confidence just soars and she pitches her best.
No balls and 2 strikes to Marcy. Curran on deck. Lopes up 1-0. Fouled right back our direction. You put the hand up, but you were a little late, man. That would have hit me right in the head before you got the hand up there.
That's just fun.
I'm always intrigued because if you come to enough games, you know, your first instinct is to cringe when a ball comes your way, but after you come to so many, you realize there is the net there, so sometimes you don't even blink. Another little pop to the right side. Stevens shielding her eyes from the sun with the glove, so a couple of pop-outs, weak pop-outs to first base, and quickly 2 up, 2 down. But it is fun to watch sometimes on those ones that fouled straight back, to watch the people in front of us here kind of jump out of the way and forget that there's a screen up there.
And to touch on that, you and I talked the first game of the season about how we didn't even know if we'd get a foul ball the whole season because of how high these screens were, and well, I haven't so far in one of these calls, and that's hold true.
Shot up the middle for a base hit. Yeah, there was, so that last batter went back. So that was a ball. As we were chatting there, Megan Marcy, they called it a ball for an illegal pitch. So she got another crack at it with a 1-2 count and laced it into center field for a base hit. So just like that, boy, the interesting thing about the game of softball with the illegal pitch, they put her back at the plate with a 1-2 count and laced it up the middle for a base hit. So as opposed to 2 outs, nobody on, and Nolan just cruising here. Now you got a runner on first, and that'll bring up Sydney Curran.
You'd think that Nolan wouldn't be worried. Still up 1-2, but because that's her bread and butter. But good at bat there.
Well, we get the word that it's an illegal pitch. We didn't really see exactly what it was, as that one catches the outside corner 0-2 to Curran. More than likely coming off the rubber there before you release the ball, something to that sort. Either way, Roadrunners trying to make the Lopes pay for that mistake. Curran, $167 on the year, swing and a miss. Foul tipped into the glove, actually. 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Nolan. Well, maybe that's what Taylor's going to do. Just strike out the last 2 of each inning. Kaylin Bird at the plate now.
I think that'd be more than acceptable.
You'd go for that?
Absolutely, and I think Coach Pearson would too.
That off-speed pitch misses down low and away. Kaylin Bird, 179 on the year, no homers and 3 RBI. Some pitchers, you just got to get a runner on, and then you get locked in as that fastball right across the plate, 1-1. You know, oddly enough, I was doing a baseball game, and Jake Repovich was called for coming off the rubber before he threw the ball. I'd never seen that before. Into his windup, they called a balk because his back leg, when he went into the windup, you know, a lot of times they'll raise it up and tap that rubber. it came off. So they called a balk and an illegal pitch on him. Hadn't seen that. Very rarely see that in the game of baseball. 2-2 count now.
And a first here for me in softball as well with that one.
Yeah, it's difficult for us because it's difficult to see the illegal pitch from up here, and then the umpire just basically says, hey, come back here. It's a 1-2 count, so you have to surmise the illegal pitch. Swing and a miss, and she does just that.
I was going to say exactly
there
right.
There you go. So we figured out what Taylor Nolan's trying to do here. She might give up a hit or two, get a couple of guys on, but then she'll just come back and strike out the last two of each inning. Second inning in a row that Nolan has struck out the last two batters of the inning. No runs on one hit. There were no errors and one left on base. We go to the bottom of the second. 1-0 GCU. Well, get the best gear to show off your Lope pride. Go to lopeshops.gcu.edu to find everything GCU, from newest apparel to the coolest accessories. Use promo code GCUTV20. You can get 20% off for being a GCU TV viewer. Let's paint the Valley purple. Lopes up. All kind of new and interesting Lopes apparel available these days. Check it out at lopeshops.gcu.edu. 1-0. Lopes with the lead, and it'll be Sierra Smith, Shea Smith, and Lorianne Olson due up for Grand Canyon.
See if they can pick up where they left off. Explosive inning, not even ending at the plate. Just a base running mishap. Could have been more.
GCU next at Utah Valley, and then New Mexico State. Finish up against Utah and BYU this season. But the Lopes started off like a house of fire, just winning game after game after game. A little bit of difficulty starting with that Stanford Easton Classic and then in Santa Clara. Had some trouble with Seattle in the first WAC play, but got that record back to 3-3 right now in Western Athletic Conference play. Going to climb back up towards the top of the conference. First pitch to Sierra Smith. Down low, ball one.
A two-game series versus New Mexico State after Utah Valley is going to be vital for GCU. As they all are, of course, but
ground ball up the middle, base hit. So Smith, the leadoff runner aboard for the first time for either team in this ball game. And that's the fourth hit of the ball game for the Lopes. Sierra Smith hitting .331 on the year, gets that base hit. It's her 44th hit of the season, and her sister Shea Smith just now two ahead of her with 46 base hits, hitting .346, one homer, 19 RBI. You look at the averages up and down this lineup. Everybody just hitting the ball well for Ann Pearson's squad. Bunting, perfect bunt. Deadens it, might beat it out, and does. Boy, that ball just died out there. Beautifully placed. Back-to-back base hits by the Smith twins, and that'll bring up Lorianne Olson with 2 on and nobody out.
And that's why that decision to send Stevens was a little bit questionable, but now
right.
They've got something here, no outs. And like we said, I mean, GCU has done that so many times this year, base hit for bunts, and then getting those runners on and advancing through sacrifice. So they're good at bunting as well.
And Olson squares around the bunt, pulls the bat back, ball one. Olson hitting .328, the freshman. No homers, 9 RBI. But Ann Pearson has built this squad really a lot of speed. And then you got Stevens there and even Wortman in the middle with some power as well. With good speed on the base paths. That went in there for a strike, 1-1. Love the way Ann Pearson coaches down at third base. They've got the box down there, but, you know, that's definitely the hot corner. It's even hotter when it's a foul ball. So Ann almost coaching from the dugout. Little chopper. Tough play for the third baseman. Hippa makes it nicely for the out, but the runners advance.
A great play of charging that ball and getting that ball over there in time. Like the idea of trying to put the bunt down, almost beat it too. But she'll move runners into scoring position.
Yeah, I tell you what, Hippa had to really hustle to get that out. Was able to do that. I'll bring up Jenna Coates, the number 9 hole hitter. Right-handed hitting senior right fielder. Shows bunt and then pulls it back and chops it foul. Coates hitting .324, good average for a 9-hole hitter. 2 homers, 10 RBI. Chance to pick up a couple here with the base hit as there's good speed on the base paths with Sierra Smith down at third, Shea Smith at second. 1-0 GCU. We're in the bottom of the second. Just 1 out.
5 of those RBIs were in the UMKC series.
Getting hot at the right time as you foul that one off. In whack play. 0-2. Coach now looking over. So Coach gets your sign from the coach. The 0-2, strike 3. No, I'm just missed on the outside corner. I think I figured out that Dale Wilson likes the fastball on the outside corner, but that off-speed pitch had a little break to it, and it broke just too far off the side.
Looked good to me, too.
1-2 count. Line shot over the shortstop's head. They're going to score 1, hold 1, and the throw not cut off. No communication by the runners, and Coach takes second.
Well, just a great job of Coates. Heads up on the base path, seeing that the left fielder was ready for the throw to home again. She caught Stevens, but Smith wasn't going to go there, and she'll just take that back base completely free and easy. No throw.
So that'll bring the top of the order up Kinsey Hill, and Sierra Smith scores, making it a 2-0 ball game. Shea Smith at third, Jenna Coates at second. Deep drive, going back. Cavazzo's going to make the grab. Both runners tag. The throw will go to third. Everybody's safe. 3-0 GCU on the sac fly by Hill. So Hill not wasting any time at all, really getting after that first pitch. Second out of the inning, but drives in the third run. So lead off back-to-back base hits by the Smith twins, and both come in to score. 3-0 GCU. And you mentioned Coates, heads up base running, tagged on that one and made it into third. Now we got a timeout there by the third base umpire, Tyler Barfus, and he's explaining it to Dale Wilson. I think maybe on that slide, possible Coach might have been shaken up just a bit. Now we're ready to go. Now to bring up Gomez. Gomez, a base hit single and scored the first run of the ball game. Slap foul. Now Lopes getting very aggressive here in this second inning. Not taking a ton of pitches, just going after it early.
Tell you what's got to be disappointing for Kenzie Hill. Her first 2 at-bats, that solid liner down to third, and then that deep sac fly. Some good contact, but just missing the exact perfect spot.
Into left. Coming in to make the grab, the left fielder, Kaylin Burt, and that is the inning. But the Lopes score a couple. The leadoff runner, Smith and Smith, both get aboard, come around to score on a base hit single by Coates and a sac fly by Hill. 3-0 GCU as we go to the third. This is Lopes Softball on GCU TV.
Earning your RN to BSN degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. Finding your purpose takes support from those around you. GCU's leadership offers over 3 decades of experience delivering our accredited RN to BSN program 100% online. Graduate in as few as 16 months, learning from full-time practicing nurse faculty in small classes. Integrate your education with your faith and Christian worldview.
Find your purpose online at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Three nothing GCU with the lead as we go to the third. Taylor Nolan back on the hill, and the Lopes scored 1 in the first and 2 in the second. We saw them, Alex, get very aggressive offensively, not taking many pitches. The first one that they see that's a strike, going after it. Back-to-back singles leading things off for Smith and Smith, a base hit single, then a bunt single, and then the single by Coates and the sac fly by Hill, and it's 3-0 GCU.
Well, for those of you who did your homework, not really necessarily a surprise here based on the recent trends of GCU's offense and really the unfortunate season for the runners. Really expecting these Lopes to jump all over Bakersfield all game long and early, and they have.
Cavazos, the leadoff batter, up here to start this third inning. One interesting thing of note, I was handed this note here, that we saw Chrissy Buck Ziegler arguing about a ball she thought should have been hit by pitch, but it came off the end of the bat. That one fouled off. She was arguing with the home plate umpire, Dale Wilson, came in, talked about it, went back to the third base box. After the end of that inning, on her way back in, she was chirping at him again, and Wilson had enough and gave her a warning. So we'll keep an eye on that one. I guess he was tired. He said, I probably said, I've heard it. I've heard enough. We're done. It wasn't a hit by pitch. And so he gave the warning. So we will definitely keep an eye on that.
Maybe it's just me, but it seems like every visiting opponent series, there's a coach that has a problem with the umpire or their calls.
That's right.
Not sure what it is here at Grand Canyon University.
Just missed on the outside corner. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes on Cavazos. Julia Cavazos in 290 on the year. Ground out to Wortman, her first time up in this ball game. Up high. Count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So now Nolan in danger of putting on the leadoff batter for the first time in this ball game. Fouled off by Cavazos. So good at bat by the leadoff hitter for the runners.
Tell by facial expressions that this at-bat's definitely wearing Nolan down a little bit. Frustrating, fouled off on that 3-2 pitch. You definitely wanted the K.
See if she tries a fastball in that outside corner. Fouled off again, so Cavazos stays alive. To your point about the visitors, I remember coming over here after a GCU baseball game, and I wasn't broadcasting the game over here, but came over to watch because it was lasting forever against Seattle. Extra inning game, and everybody was upset with the umpires in that one. Both teams. I walked into a pretty heated environment. Chopper down to third. Ooh, fair ball. The throw to first in time. That, oh my boy, that looked foul to me from up here, but called fair, and Smith comes over and makes the grab right on the line and throws the runner out. Nice job by Sierra Smith. Just jumped on that one.
Yeah, it looked foul to me too, but a great job of Smith to keep it in front of her and really get a seamless and perfect transfer from glove to hand and get that throw over there immediately.
Amaskua at the plate. Amaskua walked but was stranded at second. First time up. Pitch misses outside, ball 1. Well, the home plate umpire Dale Wilson very demonstrative, very quickly said it was fair. That's a little dribbler, tough hop. Smith the throw in time for the out. So the Smith sisters both scoring in the bottom of the second, both turning in defensive gems here to start the third.
Yeah, how about it? And sophomores too. These Smith twins are certainly something to take note of. How about this? Got offense and defense.
Larios at the plate, first pitch in there for strike 1. Well, it's funny, a couple of close calls, you know, that ball down the line that could have been a foul ball, then a close play at first. But unfortunately for Chrissy Buck-Ziegler, she's already been warned once. She's keeping her mouth shut down there at third base. You could see her, she kind of threw her hands up in the air and kind of shrugged and turned away and knows she better not say anything else down there, or she might be watching the rest of this one from the clubhouse.
That's what happens when you get on the umpire's nerves early.
Oh, off-speed pitch in there for a strike. That one nicely done. That's about the best off-speed pitch we've seen from Nolan. She has struggled to get that across the plate, and that one a beauty. 1 ball, 2 strike to Larios. Larios singled back in the first inning. High and away. 2-2. Well, the Smith twins. Shea played all 50 games, as did Sierra, their freshman campaign. So swing and a miss, chased one in the dirt. The throw down to first in time, and that is the inning. 5th strikeout of the ball game for Taylor Nolan. She looks like she is getting stronger as this one progresses. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the third, 3-0 GCU.
The spring dance concert, Ballet to Broadway, is next weekend. The Ethington Dance Ensemble will perform dances that touch upon popular culture and the American musical tradition. There will be a performance on April 21st and April 22nd at 7:30 p.m. As usual, tickets are available at gcu.edu/springdance.
3-0 Lopes as we go to the bottom of the third. Gonzalez, Stevens, and Wortman do up for Grand Canyon, trying to push above 500 in Western Athletic Conference play. Coming at 3-3 in the WAC. The runners 1-5 in Western Athletic Conference play. GCU 3 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and a couple left on. Bakersfield, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left on. Baseball squad up at Chicago State. Lost game 1 on Thursday, but come back 3 doubles by Garrison Schwartz. Good to see him hitting the ball. 12-2 victory for Grand Canyon. And they had the shortened game, so Jake Repovich gets his 4th win of the season. And GCU goes to 15-19 on the year, trying to keep pace with New Mexico State, who's still, I believe, unbeaten in WAC play. That's going to be a tough play. Coming over. It's going to drop and get past the right fielder, Amezcua, into second. So leadoff batter aboard again. Gonzalez in there with a double.
As a left and right fielder, you're really responsible for keeping anything down the line in front of you if you can. And we've seen these corner outfielders, maybe not errors, but misjudging the ball and making a mistake that gives another base to the hitter.
Got to bring up Stevens. First pitch in there for strike 1. Megan Stevens got a base hit single. Ripped one down the left field line. Her first at bat that was thrown out at the plate to end the first inning. Trying to score on a single by Wortman that was misplayed by the left fielder, who inside almost hit her on the back leg, 1-1. So second inning in a row, the Lopes have gotten a leadoff batter aboard. They've gotten a leadoff batter aboard 2 out of 3 innings now. Always typically leads to good news when you get the leadoff runner aboard. Foul back 1-2. Good crowd out here, especially with the holiday weekend. A lot of students gone for the weekend already, but a good crowd out here, and more coming in as we speak. The 1-2 up high, wouldn't chase it. 2-2. A lot of excitement around Stevens coming in here this year. I know Ann Pearson early on was very excited about Megan Stevens, the 5'8" freshman from Rancho Cucamonga, California. Now Stevens getting a chance to get some good innings under her belt. Starting again here today. Strike 3 called on the inside corner, and that's one of those you probably tip your cap because you couldn't have done anything with that if you had a swung at it.
Well, it was inside, so right in Stevens' wheelhouse, but it seemed to be a little bit low, so might have had to bring the pitching wedge out for that one. And
Wortman up to the plate now. Camry had a base hit RBI single back in the first. 1-0 the count. It's one of the weird things about right-handed batters and left-handed batters. The lefties just feast on that low and inside pitch, and the righties have trouble with that low and inside pitch. Lefties love the ball down and in. Well, timeout for the second baseman to tie her shoelace. The 1-0 to Wortman. Just outside, 2-0. Well, Camry definitely a dangerous hitter that they're going to be very careful of. Wortman in 356 on the year. Picked up her 34th RBI, her last at bat, 3-0. That's the thing about this lineup, as now Larios is going to have a chat with Klemenko. This lineup, man, there's just no rest for the other opposing pitchers. I mean, it almost gets stronger after you get past the number 4 hole hitter.
it's like, yeah, who do you pitch to once you leave Wortman? Then you got Smith, then Olson, then Coates, and then you go to the top of the lineup.
Taken all the way, 3-1 now to Wortman. Yeah, you just look at the averages through there. I mean, after you get past Stevens, all 300 hitters, well above 300. Chopper left side, that's going to freeze the runner, but no throw. Well, they were concerned about Gonzalez, so Wortman reaches with no throw.
A smart play by the shortstop to kind of pump to the second baseman, but can't hesitate on that throw over to first. Got to pump and then throw down in one fluid motion. As you can see, that hesitation cost her the putout.
Sierra Smith singled and scored her last at bat just an inning ago. Yeah, especially with a speedy runner from the left side of the box. I mean, it's just tough to even pause at all, but good job by the base runner at second, Nikki Gonzalez. So Gonzalez at second, Warman at first, lifted into left. Coming in, making the grab, and runners unable to advance. That's a second out of the inning. So a bit of a wasted at bat there for Sierra Smith, and be up to Shea. Shea singled and scored. A bunt single, her last time up.
Ball out to left looked like it may have given the left fielder a couple problems at first, but a good job of recovering and getting none of that one.
Low and away, ball one. Yeah, initially off the bat, I thought it might travel a bit more than it was going to. That wind kind of whipping in, blowing in from left, though. Pushed it back toward home plate. The 1-0 shot off the pitcher. They're not going to get anybody, but that ball off the pitcher, Klemenko, she seems to be okay. Wasn't hit, struck extremely sharply, but I'm not sure if that had got past Klemenko, if anybody would have had to play either way. So bases loaded after the infield single by Smith. You got Gonzalez down at third, Wortman at second. Now Orianne Olson up. Had the sack bunt in her last at bat. Not going to be bunting here with 2 outs.
This is where you really worry about the lineup here if you're the runners. You got 8 and 9. And usually, of course, should be the easier ones to get, but nothing easier about these two right here.
Good pitch from Klemenko. Heading the count up high and tight. 1-1 now. Olson hitting .328 as a freshman. No homers, 9 RBI. Could put that RBI count well into double digits here with the base knock. Down the line, if it's fair, it's trouble. It's fair ball. 1 run scores. Another run will come in. Smith will stop at second. And a 2-out base hit single brings in 2 and makes it a 5-0 ball game, GCU. Boy, second time in the ball game that the Lopes have just painted the line and has produced runs.
Yeah, just striped that left field line. I mean, couldn't have been any closer and got away with the fair ball and a couple RBIs, adding to her tally even more.
Yeah, now 11 RBI for the freshman, Lorianne Olson. She's at first. First pitch to Jenna Coates, batting 9th. Misses away, ball 1. Like you said, this bottom of this order, it'd probably be leading off in a lot of lineups here. So no rest for Klemenko. She's trying to get out of this inning, but already trails at 5-0. That pitch in there for, nope, down low. 2-0. And now timeout called. They're going to have a chat. Might even make a pitching change in the middle of this at bat here. Actually, it just looks like the skipper, Chrissy Buck Ziegler, just wants to come out and have a chat. Lopes all over the runners, though. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. Nice 2-out base knock by Lorianne Olson down the line, producing the 2 runs here. Meeting in the circle there, the entire infield in. Coach is done. Infield has a few more words to say, and now we're ready to go. We like to see this for GCU fans. They can be continually applying the pressure, not being content with having a 2 or 3 run lead here. Pitch to Coates, popped up on the infield. Easy play for the third baseman, Chris Hippa, and that is the inning. So whatever the coach said, boy, that's a good meeting. Bottle that one up, 1 pitch, and you get the last out. But the 2-out base hit single down the line by Olson produces 2. 5-0 GCU as we go to the 4th. This is Lope Softball on GCU TV.
I am Laura Lozoya, and I am majoring in biology with an emphasis in pre-med at Grand Canyon University. The dorm life at GCU definitely helped me build relationships, and I've made great friends on this campus. The quality education here is great. You're testing your limits, but you're going beyond them. It all comes together. The sciences, the ethics, and just everything. It's a beautiful thing.
Grand Canyon University, the quality of a private Christian education, the affordability of a state university. Visit gcu.edu.
To the 4th we go. Lopes with the lead, 5-0 here at GCU Softball Stadium. Michael Potter, Alex Larson with you. And Taylor Nolan back in the circle, has struck out 5 through 3. Got him in order for the first time in the ball game last inning. Went through the top 3 hitters for the runners, 1, 2, 3. Hippa, Curry, and Betancourt due up here, the heart of the order for Nolan. And boy, that last inning, she looked to be getting sharper and sharper as she went.
The whole team really, offensively and defensively, has seemed to be getting better down the stretch of the innings. We'll see if that stays consistent and Nolan keeps running through these runners.
So Hippo lead things off, a strikeout victim back in the first inning. Nolan got her on a 1-2 pitch. Outside ball 1. Well, we've seen Nolan, I'm not sure in certain games if it's a loss of concentration once she gets up or a lead here, or if she just starts working on some things. That one in there for a strike 1-1. We've seen her in a few games where she's kind of lost that edge here in the middle here, but a good clean inning here, and Lopes could possibly put this one away. That one missed inside low. 2-1 strike to count to Hippa. Hippa in 280 on the season. 4 home runs though, so all kind of power. Got to be careful with this hitter. The 2-1. Elevated that one. 2-2. Boy, Hippa saw that one rising up right around the shoulders and went after it, but unable to make good contact.
GCU leads the series against Bakersfield 11-10 last season, beating them 3 times compared to the Runners 0, and the Runners would go on to win the WAC for their first ever conference title.
Runners on hard times here, just 1-5. And down 5-0 in the fourth here against the Lopes. Up high. 3-2 count now to Hippa, leading off the fourth. Well, New Mexico State leads the conference right now coming into the day at a record of 5-1. UMKC at 4-2. The Lopes right there at 3-3. Bakersfield rounding out the bottom at 1-5. Swing and a miss. Just powered it by her. 6th strike out of the ball game for Nolan. That was just power against power. Nolan comes out on top. That'll bring up Nicole Curry.
Well, it's starting to frustrate these Bakersfield batters, that's for sure. As you can tell in the body language as they move on. Keep moving on to the dugout after striking out.
Comes right back after that fastball with an off-speed pitch on the outer part of the plate. Strike 1, and you love to see that by the pitcher. You're up 5-0 on a 3-2 count, or 2-2 count. Just go after her, you know. Can't hit a 5-run homer, so.
And maybe that's where Nolan's lost him, you know, in the middle of the season, kind of. And those lapses you talked about is kind of, yeah, like you said, trying to do too much and getting cute with the off-speed maybe when she should just be going fastball.
Oh, and fouled off. Count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, you know, they talk about it, pitching coaches, whether it be the baseball squad, the softball squad, is, you know, pitchers have to trust their stuff. And a lot of times it's the pitcher just not trusting that pitch, not thinking they can get that fastball by somebody. So then they try to get a little cute with it. And the pitching coaches, they're saying, hey, just throw the pitch we're calling, but commit to it, you know, really commit to it. It's hard to do sometimes, especially when you're out there on the mound or in the circle and you just don't feel like you got it that day.
Exactly, and especially when you may get a lapse in concentration right. Maybe, and the offense has been up for a while, getting the runs across, and you got to go back out and pitch.
Little conference down there between Curry and Buck Ziegler. Back to the action, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, a 1 around the eyes. Beautiful pitch on a 1-2 count. Worst thing that happens if you're the pitcher is they take it, you're at 2-2, but the best thing is what we just saw. Chased it, 7th strike out of the ball game. Jocelyn Betancourt. Betancourt popped out to the first baseman. Only other at bat in this ball game. That one bounced up there. 1-0 the count. Nolan looking for her second straight 1-2-3 inning. has now retired 7 in a row after the base hit with 1 out in the second by Megan Marcy, who was on deck.
Looking to get all 3 this inning by way of the strikeout.
2-0 count. Hope I didn't jinx her, talking about how many she's retired in a row. Now she's down to count 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, you did call how she would strike out the
outside.
last 2 of the inning.
Yeah, she's mixing things up. Struck out the first 2 in this one. Has 3 straight strikeouts, going back to striking out Larios to end the third. The 3-0. That one's in there. 3-1.
As long as the thing that's staying constant is the strikeouts, it's okay.
We are in the fourth. 5-0 GCU. 2 outs, nobody on. The 3-1 in the air to left. Just in front of the warning track. Making the grab for the 3rd out is Lorianne Olson. And another 1-2-3 inning. And Taylor Nolan is now retired 8 in a row. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base as we go to the bottom of the 4th. 5-0 GCU. Hey, tomorrow night I am going to be in Antelope Gym on GCU TV as the Lopes host the MIVA postseason tournament Lopes Battle McKendree. That's tomorrow night at 6 p.m. You can watch the game live on YouTube at GCU TV. And that should be a good one, a home playoff game, or match, I guess you'd say, for the Lopes against McKendree. That should be a fun one.
And the only team on campus eligible for the postseason.
Making the most of it, right?
Absolutely. Should be a great atmosphere, too.
Yeah, that should be a lot of fun. Women's assistant volleyball coach Jay Van Vark will be doing the color commentary in that ball game, and I'll be handling the play-by-play. When you got a guy like Jay who knows so much about the sport, I won't be saying too much over there. I'll let him do most of the talking, but should be a fun one. If you can make it to the gym, you should do that. You get a few hundred in there, and it feels packed to the gills. But if you can't, check it out on GCU TV. And I think you can, you can have the softball game up, and you can open up another window and have the volleyball matchup probably too.
Sure. 2 tabs.
There you
Just
go.
open 2 browsers and then
Just watch them both.
split screen the softball and the volleyball games.
There you go. Or you could come to the softball and bring your phone and watch the volleyball, or vice versa. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 5-0 GCU. And it's top of the order. Kinsey Hill, Laney Gomez, Nikki Gonzalez for the Lopes. That one missed inside. Ball 1. Hill 0 for 1. Lined out to the third baseman, Hippa, and then had a sac fly that produced a run in the second. Another line out, just a smash down to the third baseman, Hippa. Oh my, I think that might have been harder than the first one. It was about shoulder high. The first one, Hippa had to make a really nice play to her left and reach down below her knees. Boy, another hot shot and nothing to show for it.
Not many times you can read a script like that for a batters. All 3 at-bats, 3 hard-hit balls, hit right at players, but as a batter, sometimes that happens. You're not necessarily too disappointed. You know you're getting the contact, you're seeing the ball okay. Just a matter of, I guess, luck and not hitting it right to him and where the ball's going to fall, and knowing that next time you come to the plate, you'll get him.
Gomez singled in the first and scored the first run of the ball game. Had a fly out to left to end the second. That first pitch misses. 1 ball, no strikes. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Little tapper foul. 1-1 to Gomez. So Lopes up 5-0. If they could plate 3 here and make it an 8-0 lead and then hold Bakersfield scoreless in the 5th, it'd be a run rule ball game. 8 after 5, or 4.5 if you're the home team. That went in there for a strike 1 and 2. Down low, 2-2 the count. Well, Klemenko down in this game 5-0, but we did see some miscues by the corner outfielders that definitely allowed some runners to advance as that one misses. Gomez on with the walk, and she hustles down there just in case that ball gets away from Larios. So the walk to Gomez with 1 out. Runner on. That'll bring up Nikki Gonzalez. Gonzalez is a designated player in this one. Had a fly out to center field in the first, doubled and scored in the third. That was one that was down the line and right. Misplayed out there by the right fielder into a double. Went chop foul. And Ann Pearson, even though she tries to stay out of harm's way by coaching from the dugout, had to move out of the way of that one down there.
Some of these balls are hit so hard, can't get out of the way.
Yeah, I think Ann's got the right idea, being over there as close to that dugout as humanly possible. 0-1 pitch to Gonzalez. Ooh, nice breaking pitch. A tight break on that one, 0-2. That thing just cut away from the batter, unable to catch up with it.
Klemenko hasn't been up in the count too many times, 0-2.
1-2. Yeah, that's a good point. Has been pitching from behind most of this ball game.
17 strikeouts in the season for the whole team.
The 1-2. Chopper down to
43.
third. Oh, second. They try to get the out, throw it into right field. Everybody's going to advance another bag. Well, the air by Hippa, she was trying to get the lead runner. A good throw would have got her. Threw it into right field. So now you got Gomez on third and Gonzalez on second.
Because of the angle of everything, I'm not exactly sure, but it looks like the sun could have played a factor in that one.
Either way you slice it, it'll be Megan Stevens at the plate with runners on second and third, and 1 out here. The Lopes already up 5-0. We're in the bottom of the fourth, and this one Taylor made, as we mentioned. Need 3 runs to get it to that 8-run rule possibly. Give yourself that potential. And now you got probably your most prolific home run hitter on the squad, Megan Stevens, up with 2 runners in scoring position.
I'm going to say, if you're looking to end the game, and well, not right away, but put 3 runs on the board in one swing of the bat, Megan Stevens would be the one to do it.
First pitch, misses down low, ball 1. Stevens had a base hit single and was thrown out trying to score in the first inning, struck out looking in the third on that nice inside pitch. It looked like Klemenko was trying to go back to that spot, but you thought the first one was low. That one was low. Chopper. Ducked down there by Gomez. Is that when she does was that the Lopes up sign saying she's okay down there?
I think they like that.
Yeah.
Having the duck to get out of the way of that foul ball.
Well, had it hit her, you're in foul territory, so no harm, no foul, other than it's going to be painful. So she wanted to get out of the way of that one. Ooh, good off-speed pitch, but it was high and just got a piece of it at Stevens, 1-2. That last play by that little chopper by Gonzalez down to third, it was ruled a fielder's choice, and then an E5 allowed the runners to advance. But to your point, it's very possible the throw might have been there, but the second baseman just didn't see it. 1-2. Ooh, that one ripped, but foul. Yeah, Ann Pearson over there by the dugout coaching, and then, of course, Lainey Gomez. You got to be really careful when you got a big right-handed hitter like Megan Stevens up there at the plate.
Even more so in softball, of course, obviously, because of the base paths.
So close, yeah.
So much shorter.
The 1-2. 2-2. Base hit should score 2 here. Gomez down to third, Gonzalez at second. Both with good speed. The 2-2. Just got a piece of that breaking pitch. Boy, that tight breaking pitch as she's throwing. Not even much of a speed difference. The ball's just cutting away. Has been very effective this inning for Klemenko.
Has a nice tailing effect at the end of the pitch. Deceiving these batters.
Almost like a cutter just cutting away from the batter. A little bit of sink on it too. The 2-2. That one stayed up and ripped foul. Well, Klemenko doing a nice job of changing her speeds. Either Stevens having to catch up and barely getting a piece in that time, way out ahead of that one.
Yeah, good pitch, just way out in front of it. Stevens has to be a little more patient. Looking to get these two across.
5-0 GCU. One out, we're in the bottom of the fourth. Ground ball to third. They're going to come home, play at the plate. Ooh, and a tough tag. Boy, a really hard tag by the catcher. And DeLope's not happy with that one. But the out made, and Ann Pearson tacking Delaney Gomez. Boy, Gomez stood up, and she did not like that tag by Larios. A lot of force on that, but Ann, to her credit, didn't argue at all. Walked down and told Laney, hey, I think she was hollering at her about going on contact possibly with runners at second and third.
I was going to say, I think that may have been because I don't think Pearson sent
I don't
her
think
at all.
so.
That would have been very questionable.
Little flare could be trouble. Nope, shortstop out, makes the grab, and the Lopes spoil a great opportunity there. And with the little chopper to third that Gomez aggressively tried to score on, and Ann Pearson over there chatting with her. I'm not sure she was real happy with that play. And then Wortman, a little pop out to short. So the Lopes score no runs in the bottom of the fourth. First inning, they've been held scoreless, but lead it 5-0 as we go to the fifth. This is Lopes softball on GCU TV.
I'm Dominique. I'm a student here at Grand Canyon University studying hospitality management. My hospitality courses here are giving me a high-quality education from professors that I know have been successful. Being able to work while I'm in school has enriched my college experience. I feel like I know where I'm going and what I want to do. When they say find your purpose, they mean it.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Taylor Nolan back in the circle as we go to the fifth. The Lopes lead it 5-0. The only inning they have yet to score a run was that back in that fourth inning. Got one in the first, two in the second, two in the third, and then had runners at second and third with one out in the fourth, but couldn't get the runs across. We've seen the Lopes get thrown out at the plate twice already in this ball game, which is a little bit odd. Megan Stevens trying to score from first on a little flare down the left field line that got past the left fielder, and then that one, little chopper right at the third baseman. Gomez looked to be going on contact, but then based on Ann Pearson's reaction, it might not have been the play.
Right, and two mishaps on the base pass. One, I think by way of Coach Pearson, and the other, just a mental error. But nonetheless, a couple costly ones. Could be a couple more runs across.
On the other side, Nolan has retired 8 in a row. Last batter to get a hit off of Taylor Nolan was Megan Marcy, and she's going to lead off here in the fifth. First pitch, fastball pumped in there for strike one. Marcy got a base hit single in the second. Since then, Nolan's retired 8 in a row, 5 by the strikeout. Strike two. I love it. Love it. 5-0 lead, just come in humming fastballs. Now you can get a little cute with an 0-2 count if you want to. Or you can throw that fastball up around the shoulders and see if she chases it.
It's time to get going now if you're Bakersfield. Got to start swinging the bats. I mean, they have been, I guess, pretty aggressive, but just focus in and start to put the ball in play and fair.
Yeah, Nolan 7 strikeouts through 4. She has been dominant here. Now nibbling on the outside. Count goes to 2-2. See if she just goes back with that heater. Challenges the batter here. Marcy hitting .207 on the season. Oh, the off-speed pitch just waved at it. Strikeout number 8. 1 up, 1 down to start the fifth.
13 strikeouts for Marcy. Make it 14 there. Not even close on that off-speed pitch. Nolan experimented with a couple times 2-strike fastballs and liked the off-speed there.
First pitch to Curran. Took something off of it, painted the corner, strike one. Curran, a strikeout victim, her only at bat of this ball game. Nolan's now has struck out 8, all swinging. Has not gotten a strikeout of anyone looking. So Bakersfield being a bit aggressive, and boy, took something off on that one too. So started Marcy off with a couple of straight fastballs. Curran gets started off with a couple of off-speed pitches here. Nolan, a very emotional player. You can see what she's thinking. She has that smile on her face. Either way, wouldn't chase it 1 and 2. Taylor was really happy with the pitch before that last one, that off-speed pitch. So she goes to here at the 1-2. Up high, wouldn't chase it. Count goes to 2 and 2.
Everyone thought that one was a strike, too. It was close. Breaking ball.
The 2-2 to Karan. Swing and a miss. Struck her out. Strikeout number 9 for Nolan. All of them. Once again, swinging strikes. 10 in a row retired for Taylor Nolan since the base hit single by Marcy back in the second. Number 9 hole hitter, Kaylin Burt, a strikeout victim, her last time up, her only time up. Off-speed pitch in there for a strike.
Not really sure what you do as a team when the opposing pitcher is absolutely dominating and then the offense just seems to be unstoppable. Really, maybe for the runners, just got to call your losses and get ready for the next game here tonight.
Strike 2. Yeah, I mean, you look at the head coach, Chrissy Buck Ziegler, down at third. She's kind of just got one hand crossed and not sure what to do either. Missed outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, the other thing, too, when you're as confident, you're pitching as confidently and aggressively as Nolan is, you're going to get those calls that are borderline. And Dale Wilson has been giving those to Taylor. Ooh, the swing and hit her on the swing. So Burt will stay right there on the dead ball. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Couldn't tell if that hit her on the swing or I don't think it was a fouled off, right?
Not
sure. Hit her inside.
Not a lot of plate discipline by these Bakersfield hitters, though.
Yeah, that one was right in, wasn't it? 1 and 2 the count. 2 outs here. We're in the 5th. 5-0 Lopes. Well, she heard you. She had some discipline on that one.
Wanted to chase that one, it seemed
She
like,
did.
in a very good eye.
She did. 2-2. Nolan looking for a 10th strike out of the ball game. Ooh, almost got it. Boy, that was close. Fans having a lot to get on this umpire about, but yeah, I'll learn a bit here. 3-2 count to the number 9 hole hitter. Fouled right back our direction. So now Burt settling into this at bat. Kaylin Burt hitting a .167 on the year. No homers, just 3 RBI. She does have 17 walks, trying to get one here. The pitch, little pop, foul territory. Smith over, makes the grab. 11 in a row retired by Nolan. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 5-0 GCU.
If you're on campus, check out GCBC for locally sourced coffee, tea, and treats. That's the Grand Canyon Beverage Company located in the Student Union, Roadrunner Apartments, and Canyon 49. Of course, if you've ever been there, they have everything. And it's basically GCU Starbucks, except better.
Good stuff. What's your preferential drink when you go over there? You go straight coffee? What do you do?
Just black dark roast coffee with a couple shots of espresso.
Look at that. What are you, like a 50-year-old?
No, I like it bitter, you know? It's
oh, you get the espresso going in there.
Wakes
though.
me up.
There
yeah,
you
sure.
go. Gets you rolling. I usually go for the Americano, but I kind of a sissy. I got to have some cream in there with it. So.
Any of those snacks you like
not
over
as
there?
tough as you. Well, I like them all, but I try to stay away. I'm an old guy. I got to stay away from them. You guys can eat those snacks left and right, but I got to stay away from those things.
A lot of good pastries over there too, and
it's a good place, good environment. Check it out if you're on campus again. We got to get them to. Are they closed today? We should get them to run some drinks over to us in between games.
I do believe they were closed.
Do they do delivery? We got to work on that. Who's our direct? Scotty, get some delivery, coffee delivery. I'll take an Americano with some cream. I think he's ignoring me. I would ignore me if I were him. 5-0 GCU as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Smith, and Olsen do up for the Lopes. It'll be Sierra, then Shea, then Lorianne Olsen. Too bad the Smiths couldn't have had triplets, right? You could have Smith, Smith, and Smith all in one inning. I know I'm sure Mr. and Mrs. Smith are glad they didn't have triplets, but the twins are doing the trick here for the Lopes, though.
I was going to say 3 would have just been added on to this monstrous Lopes team.
Little chopper right side and a race to the bag. Got her. Boy. Tough play over there. The head first slide by Sierra Smith. First out of the inning.
Not sure if I like or dislike the decision to slide head first. I mean, I think what she was thinking was the first baseman was going to apply the tag directly to her, so she wanted to miss that.
You're right. Little flare down the line. Foul. So the twins played soccer, I'm being told, in high school. One was a goalie.
That's not easy. That's not an easy task, being a goalie in soccer, that's for sure.
Probably dominated. They looked like very good athletes.
I'm wondering how they grew up playing soccer and they're still so good at softball.
That's right. Natural athletes, up high. We could get them on the women's soccer team here, the dual sport athlete. Speaking of goalies, you are the goalie for the lacrosse team, right?
Sure enough.
There you
That's
go.
correct.
A little less ground to cover, but the ball seems to be zipping at you a little bit faster
Yeah,
in lacrosse. than
hard
in
rubber ball.
Yeah, there you go.
9,500 miles an hour, sure. It's a good time.
Do you have, do you end a game with a lot of like welts?
Yes.
The ball hitting you?
Yes, indeed.
Because you got to stop that thing no matter however you can stop it, right?
Oh, I'll see 5, 6 off the body, anywhere off the body, legs,
Leaves a
arms.
mark?
Yes. Large bruises.
The 1-2.
But you get used to it.
Outside 2-2. Well, it's kind of like a badge of honor, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind showing them off to people, that's for sure. Especially when they get really dark, the faster they are.
Ground ball to second. So 2 up, 2 down here. And Klemenko working on her best inning here. Retires the first 2. That'll bring up Lorianne Olson. 2 out, nobody on. 5-0 Lopes with the lead.
Well, a chance for GCU to end this one early and give the team some rest before the second game, but not quite able to do so.
Little chopper to the pitcher. Klemenko fires, and now Bakersfield excited, getting a little bit of life on the defensive side of the ball. They have kept the Lopes scoreless the last 2 innings, and this time a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've completed 5. GCU still with a 5-0 lead. This is Lopes softball on GCU TV.
There's an exciting new destination for food, fun, and relaxation in the heart of Phoenix. Come to GCU Hotel and Canyon 49 Grill, where our hospitality management students gain hands-on workplace experience and deliver unmatched service right alongside the staff. Enjoy beautiful amenities like the resort-style pool and full-service fitness center. From the gaming lawn and patio to the artisanal coffee and teas of GCBC, you'll never want to leave. Room rate $79 per night. Visit GCUHotel.com to book your visit today.
5-0 GCU over Bakersfield as we go to the 6th inning here. And the Lopes scored 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. They haven't scored since, but those goose eggs on the board for Bakersfield. That really the story of the game. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and 3 left on base for Bakersfield. Taylor Nolan, 9 strikeouts through 5, and she has retired the last 11 batters she's faced.
Well, when you're having problems offensively, it doesn't really matter when the other offense can't even get anything going because of your pitcher. And that's what GCU's seen.
Julia Cavazos to lead things off. First pitch misses, ball 1. What you don't want to do here, though, is we talked about it was so good to see in those first 3 innings, keeping that pedal to the metal, keeping the pressure going. And you don't want to give these Bakersfield Roadrunners any signs of life. That pitch misses outside 2-0, and you don't want to start putting guys on and get a couple runs on the board, because next thing you know, it's a 5-2, 5-3 ball game, and you're in a dogfight. We'll see if Taylor can lock it down here, the 2-0. Foul back, 2 balls and 1 strike to Cavazos. Cavazos 0 for 2, ground out to second in the first, a ground out to third in the third. Julia Cavazos hitting .287 on the year. No homers on the season. Does have 15 RBI. 2-1. Missed outside. 3-1.
And like you said, the one thing you don't want to see is that 1-2-3 inning for Bakersfield lead to some momentum and then turn into some runs for him.
Fouled off 3-2.
Be important for Nolan to get this leadoff hitter here in the top of the sixth.
Hasn't walked a batter since the second batter of the ball game. Back in the first inning, and walks the batter there. Boy, that pitch seemed like that had been a strike most of the night, but outside. Ball 4. First walk since the walk back in the first inning. Amezcua coming up to the plate. That was the batter that Nolan walked in the first, so 0 for 1 for Amezcua. He had a walk in the first and a ground out to short in the third. So that breaks a streak of 11 in a row retired by Nolan. In the dirt. Now Taylor talked about it last inning. That's times this year she's faltered when she has a big lead, almost losing a bit of interest. Got to lock in here and make sure it doesn't give Bakersfield any chance to get back into this one. That one in there for a strike. 1-1.
Going to be important for Nolan to not get behind in the count 2-0, 3-0 and have to work back. Just going to want to throw strikes early and keep even or even ahead in the count.
Wind starting to blow out just a bit toward left, up high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, we talked about the fact when she was in the midst of retiring 11 in a row, when you're really confident and you're pitching, you're getting that ball back and right in the circle and going, you get a lot of calls that are close, and when you start struggling, the opposite happens. Dive by Stevens. Couldn't get it. Tough play over there. Megan unable to make it. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's almost like the umpires kind of get that sense, too, that you're scuffling a bit, and they just quit giving you, when you need them, they quit giving them to you.
It's almost like you can feel that sort of feeling. I mean, I've already noticed it in the top of the 6th here with the calls.
Foul ball down to third. Cavazos hustling down to second. Does not want to be the front end of a double play.
But that would be huge for the Lopes. I mean, that would probably quell all the momentum that the runners have.
The 2-2. Count goes full for the second batter in a row. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, if this batter gets off the hook, I would imagine Kelsey Rodriguez might make a trip out to the circle to have a chat. Another 3-2 count. Ground ball. That one is fair. One play at first, and nicely done by Smith. She gets it over for the out. The runner advances to second.
Really like that Smith knew what she was going to do with that ball. Maybe some over there at the hot corner might try and get it over to second quickly and get the lead runner, but realizing they're up 5-0, just getting one out is a good play, smart play.
And Kelsey Rodriguez is going to come out and have a chat, even though they got the out on the last batter. Going to bring the entire infield in the circle and have a chat here. Just kind of lay out what they want to do. Probably reinforcing what you just said, to be quite honest, Alex. Saying, hey, this runner at second, yeah, we don't want her to score, but big deal. Let's get let's go to first. Let's get the out there. Who cares if the runner advances and scores? We're up 5-0. Just make your defensive plays. Don't try to do anything too special. And Taylor, the same thing. You don't try to strike out 3 on one pitch, you know.
Exactly. GCU just needing to stick to the game plan they've been playing with the whole game. Just relax and not necessarily try and end this thing early. I mean, you don't want to force anything on the base paths either.
Yeah, and this is a big batter here. Joe Larios, the catcher. You know, if she gets on, Hippa is on deck, and Hippa's got those 4 home runs, and we've seen balls fly out of this park, especially as the sun starts going down. So big batter here. First pitch to Larios. Missed inside, ball 1.
Looked good, though.
Yeah, it did. Cavazos on second base, reached on the walk and went to second on the ground out by Amezcua. jam shot foul. 1-1. Same two teams. Second game of the doubleheader. About 30, 35 minutes following the completion of this one. We'll have it for you right here on GCU TV. Lopes hoping to got a chance to win the series in that ball game. Inside, 2-1. That pitch starting to ride in a little bit on the right-handed batters. Larios hitting .288 on the year, 1 home run. Does have 10 RBI. Has a runner in scoring position. Throw back behind the runner at second, not in time. 3-1 the count. So this is the third batter in a row that Nolan has gone to some sort of 3-ball count against. To short. Smith checks the runner, throws over, and a bad throw. That's exactly what we were talking about. Ball gets away from Stevens. Everybody's going to move up, and you don't want to do that. I'm not sure even why you even take the look at the second base there. You just field that and throw it. It was in the hole, but the bad throw gets by Stevens, so now you got runners at second and third, and still just 1 out, and your top home run hitter coming to the plate.
Yeah, I have no idea why Smith looked over to second and almost to look her back. And the pump fake in the glove twice with the ball. Just not a good throw. Seemed forced, and definitely a big error here now.
Kara Wiseman going to come in and pinch run for Larios. So Wiseman on at second. Cavazos down at third. 5-0 GCU, but Chris Hippa struck out twice against Nolan. Up there with the chance to do some damage here on the outside corner for a strike. Hippa struck out on a 1-2 pitch in the first and a 2-2 pitch in the fourth. Little tapper foul. 0-2.
Big of Nolan to go up 0-2 in this count here with runners on second and third, only 1 out.
That's the first batter in the inning she's gotten ahead of. Yeah, this is an interesting inning for Nolan. You got 2 runners in scoring position and no hits yet. In the inning, you got a walk and then an E6. The 0-2 wouldn't chase it. Stayed off the play. 1 ball, 2 strike to count. Some of the fans wanted that one. So have her set up here, 1-2 pitch. Just got a piece of that off-speed pitch. Boy, Hippa just trying to stay alive on that one, and she does. Well, see, this is after that 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 5th. Bakersfield, a little bit of life here. The walk and then the bad throw from Shea Smith. They're starting to feel a little good about themselves here. The 1-2. Oh, caught. The throw back to second, not in time. What a great catch. That was a little squib shot. What a fantastic catch by Nolan to stay with that one. For the second out of the inning. Wow.
Wow. So, like you said, a little nubber off the end of the bat, snow coned by Nolan, and didn't seem like that ball was necessarily hit too hard, but the reaction time still short enough that Nolan had to stab at that one.
Curry at the plate now. Nolan trying to get herself out of the inning here. Curry 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts as well. Yeah, sometimes those are harder, those hot shots. It's just all instinct and reflex. That one she had to kind of waffling out there towards her. Fastball, ooh, missed inside, 2-0.
That's some nice pop in the glove. Good that Nolan's still bringing it.
So Taylor scuffling a bit through this inning, but has a chance to get out of it. The 2-0. Pulled foul. 2-1. Well, coming into this inning, Taylor retired 11 in a row. Still hasn't given up a hit since back in the second inning, even though there's 2 runners on base here. Two 2-1 count to Curry. Oh, breaking pitch in there for a strike, 2-2. Boy, what a pitch that was. I think Curry was sitting dead red on a 2-1, and boy, no fear. Nolan going down. She could have gone down 3-1 on that at bat there, but that breaking pitch. Now a 2-2 pitch.
Just froze her up.
Shot
Oh, what a
and snared by the third baseman, Sierra Smith. Oh, that could have been a game saver right there. The backhand grab by Smith ends the threat. Oh, my.
Well, I'll tell you what, now it seems like this offense is going to come up fired up because momentum completely swung from Bakersfield to GCU.
Probably the hottest hit shot of the day for Bakersfield, and nothing to show for it. Great reaction time going to the backhand. Sierra Smith saves a couple of runs on that one, and Nolan labored through it, but got out of the inning. No hits, a couple of a walk and an error, but no runs on no hits. There was one error, and 2 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 5-0 GCU. Well, folks, Lopes baseball is away at Chicago State this weekend. We've been talking about it. They lost the first one, but just won today, 12-2. Be sure to catch their series against UTRGV next weekend. They'll be home. That's the 21st through the 23rd. Lopes have more wins than any other WAC team and hope to continue their success. Watch their home games right here on GCU TV. And all those games vitally important as the Lopes baseball squad chasing New Mexico State, who seem, depending on what they've did today, still the only unbeaten team in WAC play.
For Nolan, last inning, sometimes you're struggling and, you know, you've been really the source of defensive, stronghold and shutting down the hitters, and you're not on your stuff one inning. You need help from the defense, and that's exactly what she got. One of those plays, of course, being from herself, but then that play by Smith, making up for her sister's mistake, really helped her in a tremendous way.
9-1-2 for GCU here in the 6th. Coates, Hill, and Gomez. Kara Weissman stays in the ballgame. She pinch ran for Joe Larios. She'll stay in and catch here for Bakersfield. Coates, 1 for 2. Had an RBI single and then popped out. A chopper down to third. Hippa takes her time, throws over to first, 1 up, 1 down. Well, and now it looks like Klemenko's starting to settle down a bit here. Got him 1, 2, 3 in the 5th. Retires the first batter of the 6th. Top of the order, Kinsey Hill. That one misses.
Oh, gee, that looked like a good pitch, and Klemenko's really seemed to gain footing in this game, but maybe too late.
Well, speaking of good defense, Kinsey Hill 0 for 2. 2 lineouts to the third baseman, Chris Hippa. And both were laced. That one in there for a strike, 1-1. Hill does have a sac fly to center that produced a run in the 2nd. The 1-1. Bunting. Oh, and right back to Wiseman off her chest protector. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, for baseball, New Mexico State still is leading the WAC 7-0 in WAC play. The Lopes 9-2 in Western Athletic Conference play. And there's a big drop. Utah Valley 4-3 is in 3rd place. It's really a race between 2 teams for the championship this year.
That's why every conference game is going to be vitally important.
Yep. Yeah, New Mexico State was picked to finish up there. I think they were picked 2nd behind Seattle. The Lopes were picked down in 4th. Popped up, left side, coming in. Burt makes the grab. 2 up, 2 down.
Center fielder,
Laney Gomez. Gomez, been on base a couple of times. Had a base hit single and scored a run in the 1st. Flew out to left in the 2nd. Had a walk and then was thrown out trying to score on a grounder to 3rd back in the 4th. Outside ball 1. That was the hard tag applied by Larios that Gomez was upset about, but Ann Pearson seemed more upset about the fact that she tried to score than that she was a little upset about the tag.
Yeah, it came at a time in the game that the run would have been a pretty big commodity there. At this point in time, not necessarily so crucial, but at the time it was a big mistake there by Gomez.
The 2-0 inside almost hit her 3-0. Yeah, and typically the coach will let you know if you're going on contact or not in that situation. But with runners at second and third and just one out, seemed like Ann was saying, "Hey, I didn't want you going on contact in that situation. I wanted you to make sure it got through the infield before you went anywhere." Walked her on 4. Well, maybe that'll get the Lopes going here.
Designated player, Nikki Gonzalez.
That'll bring up Nikki Gonzalez. So Gomez on for the third time in the ballgame, second at-bat in a row, or second plate appearance in a row where she's walked. See if Laney tries to steal a bag here with Nikki at the plate. Missed outside. Gonzalez flew out to center, doubled and scored in the third, reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth.
Dancing
Gomez
up there off first. Hoping to draw a throw down, and she did.
drew the throw. Back in safely. 2-0 the count, though, and now Klemenko can't seem to find the plate here in the sixth with 2 outs. Lopes scored 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, but haven't scored since. We're in the bottom of the sixth. Ground ball to short. High hop. Second for the lead run, and that's the inning. So now both teams starting to play better, play a little bit better defense. The Lopes, no runs on no hits. There were no errors, and 1 left on base. We go to the 7th, 5-0 GCU. This is Lopes Softball on GCU TV.
At GCU, earning your degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. To find your purpose, it takes support from those around you. GCU's leadership offers over 3 decades of experience in delivering real-world degree programs online. GCU's online class size averages less than 17 students with full-time faculty. Find your purpose online at Grand Canyon University. Call us today at 855-428-7692.
To the 7th we go, 5-0 GCU, and Alex, the Lopes have been in control of this ballgame from the get-go. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. Goose eggs on the board since then for both teams, but we saw Taylor Nolan. She had retired 11 in a row through 5, dating back to that second inning. Struggled a bit through the 6th inning, but able to get out of it unscathed. But even though she struggled, it was really of her own doing. And the walk in the air by Smith at the shortstop, but a couple of good defensive plays, and she got herself out of it. But she struck out 9 through 6 innings, so having a very good outing. See if she can buckle down and get these final 3 outs of this ball game here.
I think what set the tone for the Lopes really was the hot start offensively and getting the runs across in the first inning. Just the one, of course, the chance for a couple others. But really any sport, you start off early, it really gives you confidence over your opponent that will carry you and give you that one-up mindset.
Betancourt to lead things off. Breaking pitch in there for strike 1. Jocelyn Betancourt, 0 for 2. Popped out to the first baseman, Megan Stevens, and flew out to left. Down the count, no balls and 1 strike. No balls and 2 strikes. And this is a very different start to this batter than we saw in the 6th inning. You made the point correctly so that Nolan was pitching behind everybody in that 6th inning, and that was really what caused her trouble.
Well, an 0-2 here. Of course, now just giving herself more to work with.
Up high, wouldn't chase it. 1-2 the count.
Previously, last inning, go down 3-1, 3-0. You wouldn't be able to throw that pitch, obviously, because it'd be a walk, but just able to have a waste pitch there, and that's nice.
The 1-2. Ooh. 2-2. Just missed on the outside corner there. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Little tapper foul. I've got a theory why Dale Wilson didn't call that a strike. I think he likes the fastballs on the outside part of the plate. He doesn't like those off-speed pitches on the outside part of the plate. You zip one in there at a high velocity, you can be an inch or 2 off the plate. If you throw that off-speed pitch, he's not giving it to you for some reason. The 2-2. Ooh, when he hit her.
Well, I won't understand that concept about the strike zone, but that's because I'm not an umpire.
So the hit batter puts the leadoff runner aboard. Looks like we're going to get a runner here because that's Megan Marcy coming up to the plate. But, yeah, we're going to get a pinch runner here for Betancourt. Looks like it's number 5, Ebony Harrison.
Your attention, please.
So Ebony Harrison.
Runners. Number 5, Ebony Harrison.
Harrison in to pinch run.
Second base.
Had to bring up Megan Marcy, the junior second baseman. Singled in the second. That's the last hit that Taylor Nolan has given up. Back to this in the second inning with 1 out. Megan Marcy. She struck out in the 5th. And now it looks like Nolan's just going to have to kind of gut through this last inning here. She did it through the 6th. See if she can do it here. The 1-0 on the outside corner. Well, that blows my theory because that was a little bit off pace and on the outside corner for a strike. That's part of my problem is I always try to figure out these strike zones with these umpires, and I rarely get it figured out. The 1-1. And you hit her.
Jeez.
And Nolan now talking to herself. So back-to-back hit batters. I mean, literally no one has earned a base since the 2nd inning. All the base runners have either been walks, errors, or hit batters since then. And now Kelsey Rodriguez is going to come out and have a chat again. So back-to-back hit batters. You got that 5-run cushion, though, so you're still okay. Now we're going to get a pinch hitter. Sydney Curran is going to give way Maddie Clark. So Maddie Clark into the ball game to pinch hit here. Clark hitting .256 on the season, 1 homer and 8 RBI. Long meeting out there. Curran had been a multiple strikeout victim of Nolan. 2 strikeouts, 0 for 2. And now Dale Wilson's going to head out and break up the meeting in the circle there. We'll have the second game for you at 7:30, so depending on what happens here, it could be a little longer than a 30, 35-minute break, but we'll have that for you right here on GCU TV. Nolan in line and looking for her 16th win of the season. Just has to finish it off. Strike on the first pitch to Maddie Clark, the pinch hitter. But you got Ebony Harrison down there at second. After Betancourt was hit by a pitch, Harrison came in a pinch run, and now Megan Marcy down at first after being hit by a pitch. The 0-1.
Double play ball would be so relieving.
Throw down to
here.
third. Not in time. The ball in the dirt allows 2 runners both to advance. Boy, it looked like Hill had a shot at it, maybe double clutched a bit before she made that throw down to third. Harrison, very aggressive base running on that ball in the dirt. One count to Clark. Under the glove of Wortman. Harrison's going to come in to score. Marcy's going to stop at third, and now going to take second on the throw in. So Maddie Clark, aggressive base running, paying attention. The base hit single brings in the first run of the ball game for Bakersfield as Harrison comes in to score. I thought Marcy was going to try to score for sure, but they hold her up down at third, and now you got runners at second and third with nobody out in a 5-1 ball game. And at the bottom of the order, but then you're going to flip the lineup here. Boy, that one just got under the glove of Wortman. Looked like she might have had a play on it out there. We're going to get a pinch runner now. So Clark, the pinch hitter, comes in, and Sydney Curran re-enters the ball game. That was a very good pinch hit appearance there.
Tough ball, tough play for Wortman. Would have been a great play had she come up with that with the backhand.
First pitch to Bird in there for a strike. Bird 0 for 2, a strikeout and a pop out. 5-1 GCU in the 7th, trying to close it out. Chopper foul, 0-2. Nolan trying to go complete game here. Lost her shutout, but it'd be her 15th complete game and her 16th win of the season if she can get it done. 0-2 pitch to Burt. Missed outside, 1-2. And that base hit single, the RBI single by Maddie Clark, that was the first hit given up by Nolan since 1 out in the 2nd inning. Had been dominant, retired 11 in a row at one point in this ball game, and now he's trying to gut through these last 2 innings and get a victory. Little flare, it's going to be trouble, and it's going to land. 1 run comes in, station to station. The throw comes home and not into second. Back-to-back base hit singles, and it's a 5-2 ball game with 2 runners in scoring position. And the top of the order. So now things getting a little dicey for GCU here. As with 2 on, nobody out still. Every batter that comes to the plate is a tying run now.
Center fielder, Julia
You
Cavazos.
got to stop bringing it up to the mound as they're going to get the bullpen active, but you got to stop bringing it to the mound and conferencing with Nolan, just making her overthink things even more. 3 in a row. Just let her go out there and do her thing.
Brianna Aguilar-Bocage is out there. Might be the starter in the 2nd game, but she's going to go out there and warm up as the top of the order up now. First pitch in there for strike 1 to Cavazos. Well, this is a mess of Taylor Nolan's own making. She'd tell you that herself. Hit the first 2 batters, and they both come around to score. The 0-1. Off-speed pitch outside, 1-1. Hit the first 2 batters in back-to-back singles. The pinch hitter, Maddie Clark, and then the number 9 hitter, Kaylin Burt. Base hit would make it a 1-run ball game, more than likely. The 1-1. Down low, 2-1, and now the Roadrunners are starting to get a little excited in their dugout.
Yep, and good reason to. Nolan can't find the zone. She's got to be able to buckle down and throw strikes.
Foul back, 2-2. You wonder if Ann Pearson, how much rope she'll give her senior pitcher, because Aguilar-Bocage is going to be ready very quickly down there. 2-2 count. Cavazos back to Nolan, checks the runner, fires to first for the first out of the inning. Nicely done by the pitcher, and that probably earned her at least another batter.
Right fielder.
That out gift wrapped right there for Taylor Nolan. After all that struggling, 2nd and 3rd no outs, she'll just get a easy ball to her that she can look back the runner from 3rd, and that'll certainly help her confidence.
Amescu at the plate, 0 for 2, did reach on a walk in the 1st. Fastball right in there for a strike. Amescu, the walk in the 1st, and then a ground out to short and a ground out to 3rd. That run down at 3rd, no big deal for GCU. A 5-2 ball game. Need some outs. Nice block by the catcher, Kenzie Hill. 1-1. Continuous part of the ball game here, and this is a ball game where about 45 minutes ago we were thinking might be a run rule ball game, at Bakersfield right there in it now. The 1-1. Little chopper to 3rd. Nice play by Smith. Fires over to 1st. 1 out away.
A great play by Smith, charging the ball. That ball could have honestly came up and made a hop on her, so that it made the throw over tough, but not hesitating, charging in right there and getting a dart across the diamond for the out.
Yeah, a little English on that ball, right? A jam shot, and boy, that had some spin on it. Had she not made that play, might have bounced right around her, but now I think Larios is going to come back into the ball game. Wiseman had come in and pinch run and then caught. So Larios is going to re-enter the ball game. With 2 outs here, 5-2 lead for GCU. It was goose eggs until this 7th inning here. They have doubled up their hit count with a couple of base hits in this inning. Missed outside. Larios had a base hit single in the first, struck out in the third, and reached on an error by the shortstop Shea Smith in the sixth. Fastball in there for a strike, 1-1. Lopes looking to push their record over 500 in WAC play. Stay in the fight for the WAC championship, the 1-1 from Nolan. In the air, it's going to get down. One run's going to score. They're going to try to score a second. Throw's going to be cut off. It's a one-run ball game. Two-out base knock by Larios brings in Sydney Curran, and Kaylin Burt. And now the go-ahead run comes up to the plate in the person of Chris Hippa, who leads the team in home runs.
How about Larios down to her last strike, down to her last out. 2 RBI single to keep it alive and went from a 5-run deficit to 1.
Fastball missed outside. Well, Hippa struck out her first 2 times against Nolan. Had a line out right back at Nolan her last time up. Inside hitter, third hit batter of the inning. My goodness.
Got to get her out of there at this point.
No movement yet from the dugout.
First baseman, Nicole Curry.
That'll bring up Nicole Curry with now the tying run in scoring position. Hit batter, single, ground out, single, hit batter. That's the inning so far. And Nolan has not had a strikeout since recording her 9th strikeout for the second out of the 5th inning. It has been a chore ever since that last strikeout. Curry, the 9th hitter of the inning.
The runner's going to definitely want to advance these runners on first and second, but not at too much of a risk.
Well, they haven't pinch run for Larios. So she's in there at second, the 1-0. In there for a strike, 1-1. Curry, a couple of strikeouts, but a line out to third her last time up. That was the nice play by the third baseman, Sierra Smith, on a line drive down the line, the 1-1. Up high, 2-1. Now Nolan's got to make a pitch here. Ann Pearson, in her 14th season, started the program at GCU. She's sticking with her senior pitcher in the air to left. Should be the ball game, and it is. Play made and left by Lori Ann Olson. Well, you can't say that Taylor Nolan didn't keep us entertained in this ball game. She struck out 9 through 5 innings. She retired 11 in a row at one point, and then she faced 9 in the 7th, hit 3 batters, gave up a couple of base hits, but she comes away with the victory. 5-4 GCU gets the win. It was entertaining that last inning, but I could do without that in the next one tonight.
I was going to say, as a Lopes fan, for sure, I don't think I want to see that again. But it's certainly, like you said, absolutely entertaining, and fans got their money's worth for sure.
Well, Nolan would more than likely be the player of the game in this one. 9 strikeouts in the ball game, pitched a complete game, gets the victory, and Nolan goes to 16-7, her 15th complete game. Klemenko gets the loss, goes to 1-10 on the year. The Lopes win this one. Bakersfield goes to 6-26, 1-6 in the WAC. The Lopes 29-14, 4-3 in Western Athletic Conference play. Stay tuned for more Lopes softball coming up at 7:30 here on GCU TV, and we'll be back tomorrow as well. But we got one more for you tonight at 7:30. Follow Grand Canyon University on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to your YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU. And for Alex Larson, I'm Michael Potter. See you back here at 7:30. Have a great night. Go Lopes.